Hello everyone, welcome to Sir's classes. This is Tushar Shaw, and in this video we'll be continuing to solve UPSC CS Mains 2020 paper that we were solving since the last quite a number of videos, I guess 4 of them. Okay, so I have already instructed you many times about the question pattern of this paper, so I think I won't be repeating it in this video because we have quite a big question coming up in this video. So let us you may just follow the last videos for the instructions I've given in the starting, and obviously you may just mail me at tusharshaw9420 @gmail.com for further queries. Okay. So let us start this video. No, we did up till question number 2C in the last video, so we will be continuing from question number 2D. Okay. So question number 2D says, show that the surface catalyzed decomposition reaction follows zero order kinetics with respect to the reactant when the pressure is high enough. So you have been given the condition that the pressure is high enough. Is high enough. So the decomposition follows zero order kinetics. Okay. So let us start the derivation. So we have this kind of derivation over here. So let us say uh, obviously A on the surface forms products. So this is the most general representation of how surface catalysis work. So if we write down in this process down in 2 steps, we will be getting step number 1 as A attaches to the surface from K1, the backward trade is K2, I'm sorry, K minus 1. Okay, K minus 1 forming AS. Okay, what is AS? The substrate and the compound complex. Substrate and the surface complex, that is the compound that we have taken A and the surface, they combine to form the complex kind of thing, that is A getting attached on the surface. This complex has the forward reaction rate K1 and the backward reaction rate as K minus 1. Okay, so this one was the case, and step 2 is AS from the reactant for K2 forming into products. Okay, products, and obviously the substrate is being released. So not the substrate, sorry, the surface is being released from the system. Okay, now K, the rate of the reaction, that is rate will be equal to K2 theta A. Okay, K2 theta A, that is equal, that is equation number 1. And let me scroll this down first. Equation number 1. So therefore from the above equations we may write that d of AS divided by dt is equal to 0 is equal to K AS minus K minus 1 AS minus K2 T. I'm sorry, minus K2 AS, obviously. Just a second. Yeah. So this was the thing. This we call this equation as equation 2. Okay. So if we are considering this CS and theta, concentration of S as theta A. Okay. So we will be having concentration of S would be equal to CS 1 minus theta A, and the concentration of AS to be equal to CS into theta A. These are the assumptions that we do while calculating the surface catalyzed kinetics. So you have to just assume that. Okay. So putting these values in the above equation, we will be getting above equation like this, equation number 2. We will be getting K1 into A into CS into 1 minus theta A is minus K minus 1 CS theta A minus K2 CS theta A is equal to 0. This is a quite a long equation. We named it as equation 3. Okay. After that, so from here we calculate the value of theta A. Okay. So we calculate the value of theta A to be equal to K1A whole divided by K1A plus K1 K minus 1 plus K2. Okay. This we call it as equation 4. Okay. So therefore, putting the value of theta A, this value of yeah KCS, yeah. So putting the value of this theta A would be putting the value of this theta A in this rate law, that is K2 into theta A. We will be getting the next equation that I am about to write down. Okay. So we will be having rate is equal to K1 K2 PA divided by, or we are just converting the concentration terms into pressure terms. Okay, the concentration terms is converted into pressure terms, both are the same. Okay, and K1 PA plus K1 K2 plus K minus 1. This would be the exact representation. Now we consider the pressure of A to be very high as mentioned in the question. So PA is extremely high in this case. So what would happen is this term, that is K1 PA, would be extremely higher than K2 plus K1, K2 plus K minus 1, and therefore we can neglect these terms when getting added to K1 into PA. Okay. So we may say that as PA is very high, we know that K1 PA would be highly greater than K2 plus K minus 1. Okay. So let's say so from this we can write the, we can neglect this part down. Okay, this whole bracket does tends to be 0. So rate would be equal to K1 K2 PA divided by K1 PA. So we K1 is cancelled out, PA is cancelled out. So the K2, the rate is equal to K2 in the only form, and we may write K2 as K2 into PA to the power 0. To the power 0 means equal to 1. So we'll just we can just write that. So yeah, so this would be the case. So obviously in this equation you can see that let me write that down again. So rate is equal to K2 PA naught. So in this equation you can see that this rate is obviously zero total concentration in with respect to the pressure of A, that is the substance taken in the as the initial reactant. Okay. So this was the overall question. Let us up till this, if you do it correctly, you will be getting a full marks. Without if you write this derivation step by step, you won't be any not even half marks will be cut out from the question that you have been given. Okay, so you have to write this down, each of them step by step. Okay, moving on to the next question. We did the question number 2D, so we will be moving to question number 3A. Yeah, so 3A. So question number 3A says that the wave function of a hydrogen atom is given as Rs is equal to 1 by root pi e to the power minus r. Okay, in obviously in atomic units. So what will be the most probable distance of an electron from its nucleus in the ground state? Okay, so we have to calculate the most probable distance of the nucleus from of the electron from the nucleus in the ground state. Obviously in terms of A naught. Okay, in terms of A naught, that is given in terms of A naught, that is the Bohr's radius in, that is the Bohr's radius in angstrom. Okay, so we have been given this, we have to calculate the most probable one. Okay, so so the probability density for the electron P1s, obviously this is 1s, so P1s would be equal to 4 pi r square into capital R 1s square. Okay, so we'll be putting the value of our capital 1 RS. We'll be getting 4 pi r square 1 by pi e to the power minus 2r. So this would be the exact thing. So obviously for getting the minimum, I'm sorry, the question has asked that the most probable distance. So for calculation of the most probable distance, we have to differentiate the P1s with respect to R. Okay. So d of P1s divided by dr would be equal to, we have to differentiate the above equation. So let's say we have 4 pi. Let us firstly cancel out the things that are there. This pi is cancelled out. So 4 would be there overall. Firstly, we will differentiate r square to give 2r into e to the power minus 2r, and the next term would be minus 2 minus 2 r square e to the power minus 2r. Okay, so for calculation of the most probable one, this p1s by dr would be equal to 0. Okay, or we may say uh, 2r e to the power minus 2r would be equal to my 2 into r square into e to the power minus 2r. Okay, so from this we solve it and we get the value of r to be equal to a naught. Okay, which is the single bore unit. Okay, so yeah, so a naught would be the answer in this case. Okay, so this is how this was kind of an easy sum, obviously. Okay, so yeah, this was the case. So let us then end this video up here only. I'll just leave you on a short remark, that is for calculation of this you may consider r1s to be in the normal equation, that is 1 by root over pi a naught cube into e to the power minus r by a naught. You may consider this equation also, so that you may get the answer of r equal to a naught to be perfectly. Okay, I missed one of the steps in this case, because obviously when we get the value of r from over here, we'll be substituting the value from the Bose radius formula, so that so as to get the value of r to be equal to a naught. Okay, but you may start the equation with this equation only, so you may put the value over here, you may just calculate it, square it and then differentiate it, so as to get the r equal to a naught value on the first hand only. Okay, so yeah, this was it. So let us wrap this video up. I'll see you guys in the next video. From then we will be continuing from question number 3b. Okay, so thank you.